Welcome to the Edge of NFT podcast with your hosts, Jeff Kelly, Ethan Janney, and Josh Krieger. We aim to bring you not only the top 1% of what's going on with NFTs today, but what will stand the test of time. We explore the nuts and bolts and the business side, but also the human element of how NFTs are changing the way we interact with the things that we love. This podcast is for the futurists and dreamers, the disruptors and creators, the fans and connectors, and the makers and doers that are pumped about this ecosystem and driving where it goes next.
Let's start with these rebel rabbits, man. Been hearing about this project, seeing some of the marketing going out, sort of the FOMO building up. What's going on there? This is clear. You guys have done so much in the space that I think has probably been built into your thinking on this project. So I'm excited to hear more.
Yeah, Rebel Rabbits is a really special one for us. This character of a Rebel Rabbit with this mask with an X on its eye is special to us because it's representative of everybody, all of us here right now, everybody in crypto that's leading the charge and towards moving the world to a better and more decentralized place, right? So it's representing everybody in this crypto movement, whether you're in crypto, DeFi, NFTs, doesn't really matter. And I think because of that, it's deeply resonated with a lot of people. It's weird to say that even before this big launch, people have already gotten tattoos of Rebel Rabbits because it just felt so deep, to them. And now we're kind of moving away from wax, where this was born inside of Bitcoin Origins and bringing this as a unique set to the Ethereum blockchain. So, we do, I think our free claims for the lucky few are today. And I think we open up the pre-sale starting tomorrow, and then the actual public sale is on the 31st. But yeah, we've gotten a lot of traction. We just did a Twitter Spaces, 2 days ago. Mark Cuban, Roham ended up showing up, and it just went from 125 people to thousands in 2 seconds. And it was a good watershed moment, I think, for us in the company, and a lot of people got exposed to Rebel Rabbits and some of the other projects that we're working on, on the Flow blockchain and Tezos as well.
That's amazing, dude. And I saw on your roadmap, you have all kinds of fun stuff happening. One of the things that jumped out to me was this treasure hunts. Is there anything you could share with us about what you have in mind for that?
Let's just say that if you know anything about Bitcoin Origins and our history, is we were one of the first to bring storytelling into the NFT space. So everything is going to be based and predicated on a story. What is the why behind Rebel Rabbits, right? Why are they here? Why are you putting on a mask? What happens when you put on the mask? What do you see, right? From there, then clues are delivered, and you can start going down the path of this treasure hunt. And if anybody knows what happened on Bitcoin Origins, before anybody was really in the space giving a lot back to the community, we were some of the earliest innovators in treasure hunts and giving back. So we gave away almost maybe 6 to 8 months ago, which seems like 10 years ago now in the NFT space. We brought back the ability for somebody to win an entire Bitcoin, to which that person ended up sharing it with the other 4 finalists. So they each got an equivalent of $10,000 each. So we will be giving back to the community in a big way. And pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's all I can say about the treasure hunts.
That's cool. I think the comic, I'm seeing something about comics. What's that all about?
Yeah, so comics will be a part of this for sure. I can't say how yet. But I mean, if you could just see the art, I mean, it lends really well to comics and story.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to get in the comic space for a while. So whether that's digital or physical is yet to be determined. But it definitely will be a part of this experience. At the end of the day, you'll understand what's happening, that this is not a PFP set. This is not just a generative art set. The mask is your entry, as we say, into this decentralized rebellion. And the mask is the thing that happens and that you need to be able to get access to the next phase, which is a lot behind it. So pretty excited to kick this whole thing off.
Right on.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Then, go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was just going to say, I think that's where you're going, Josh. And we heard that you guys are working on a new music NFT marketplace also. What is the scoop there?
Yeah, so actually that evolved from when we were last on the show, from a solely a music NFT marketplace, and now it's more of a broad marketplace. And this is going to be on Flow. It's called the Gaia Marketplace. You can sign up for early access on Gaia.com. But long story short is we're doing our first launch, which is our internal IP called Ballers. It's a basketball inspired generative art set, all pixel based. with all these made up teams and all these, men and women having different components, type of punks feel to an extent, but all basketball players. So that's something that just turned into something way more than I think what we expected. Has gotten a lot of traction, and I think is going to be a pretty huge success. And that launches on November 5th. So that's Ballers. That'll kick off our Gaia platform. And then we'll have some subsequent launches with some very, big and famous athletes, and that'll expand into a number of different things. Music is just going to be one facet of it, but it's really going to focus on, music, entertainment, a lot of sports, and pop culture. So we're going to be working with some of the biggest brands, athletes, musicians, celebrities to bring them into the space in a thoughtful way, in a completely verticalized marketplace, so you can actually find what you're looking for quickly, without brands having to worry about their Mickey Mouse NFT being next, or NFT being next to something that might be nefarious, as it's like on other platforms. So solving a big problem, I think, for brands too.
That's awesome. One thing we were talking about earlier, Jeremy, be curious to get your thoughts and weigh in, is sort of the distribution side of music. It's great to sort of create that fan purchase experience, but what are your thoughts on distribution? Say, Coca-Cola wants to use 10 seconds of a song in an ad. How does that work in the world of blockchain decentralization? Not to put you in the spot, but curious if you've thought about this.
Yeah, we thought about it a lot. I don't know if there's a solid fix or answer or a solution that anybody's created that like actually works, because in music, just like anything else, but music specifically, there's so many hands in the honeypot, if you will, right? So being able to cut in everybody effectively, like blockchain is a great solution for that, right? And then you have private key management, and there's a lot of solutions that allow for that, but you also have to get consensus and a lot of people to agree to what the plan is and how they're going to be paid. And then they have to figure out how to sign up for a crypto wallet, which a lot of them are not willing to do, or they're just not ready to do yet. So I think there's solutions to be able to do that. And there's awesome use cases of people that are trying to do this, to where, I don't know if you guys saw spotty.wi-fi or something like that. Like, go look at that, because it's not big at all. I bought this NFT because I thought it was interesting, but just look at what that guy did. And I think that is what the future of what this can be related to music, and how you can incorporate ownership into your albums and give people certain rights. And it's easier with that of independent artists because they're in control of their destiny, so they can say whatever goes. But as it relates to people that are part of management companies and record labels, it gets really, really complex. So I think it's going to take time to be able to get there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even just on the licensing end of it, it's so complicated, because I would say even the majority of licenses that come through here, they'll call you and be like, can you get the master and publishing side and everybody on this track to agree to be in this show in the next 30 minutes? Otherwise, we have 3 other tracks that we might use. Like, it's so, everything has to almost, it would be amazing if it could be on the blockchain and you're just like, yes, here it is, boom.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, the possibilities are, they're endless. And I got to check out this one. You said spotty Wi-Fi.
It was just something that I found. I thought it was really interesting. And nobody really knows about it. Like I said, he hasn't gotten a lot of play, but he's doing some cool stuff. He did like a punks anthem. But yeah, I don't know the guy. I reached out to him on LinkedIn, just said, hey, good job. I bought your NFT. I think what you're doing is cool, and more people should know about it. So yeah, check it out.
Love the innovation there, and love the direction you guys are going. I know you're always moving 1,000 miles an hour, bringing these projects to life, Jeremy. So cool, and so glad that you could join us today, man. Where should folks go to follow Rebel Rabbits, Gaia, and make sure they're up to date on the latest and greatest?
Yeah, so for Rebel Rabbits, definitely join us on Discord. That's kind of a lot of where we drop some information about the upcoming sale, what you can do. People are going crazy over trying to get certain roles that give them access to the pre-sale. So I think today is like the last day that you can really like get into the pre-sale. So go to rebelrabbits.io, and then you can click the link for the Discord. For Ballers, that's Ballers with a Z at the end, .xyz. to learn more about that. That's going to be a fun set. That's going to turn into a game. There's going to be game mechanics. There's going to be some cool stuff. Mark Cuban, I think, just agreed to doing a 1-of-1 Mark Cuban-esque ballers, and he's going to digitally sign it. So maybe you'll be lucky enough to get that one. Roham, we're doing a custom one. We're going to have stuff with Team Flow, and if you get somebody who has a Flow jersey, it may or may not give you utility to something really cool. So we're trying to just, always have fun and innovate at the same time. And yeah, just check us out, or you can follow us on Twitter at Genius NFT.